Hello and welcome. Today we're working on inventory errors. How we come up with errors with beginning inventory or ending inventory or whatever. If you're new here, my name's Jeff from Finally Learn, where I'm teaching the financial accounting courses. So all the different chapters, we're in chapter 5 right now. I've got articles, I've got videos, playlists. So love for you to join and subscribe and like and comment. And I'll try to answer your questions. Now, let's say inventory errors. And we have two types of inventory errors. We have errors of ending inventory or errors of beginning inventory. So let's start with ending inventory first, and they could be too high or too low. So let's say that we have our inventory, we have beginning inventory plus purchases gives us available, minus ending gives us cost of goods sold. All right, so that's the correct information. We have beginning inventory correct, ending inventory is correct. Now, what we typically say is, what if we have our ending inventory is, let's say, $1,000 overstated. So everything is correct except for the ending inventory. So I'm going to change this from 2,000 to 3,000. So let's just make our ending inventory 3,000. Well, what's the effect on the cost of goods sold? Well, it is going to be too low. So let's start making our chart here. If our ending inventory is overstated, our cost of goods sold is going to be understated. Well, what if our cost of goods sold is understated, then our net income is going to be overstated. The way I remember this is ending inventory and net income have the same sign. Well, let's do it the other way. In fact, let me do the math here. So we had 2,000 plus 1,000. That equals the 3,000 overstated. Well, what if our inventory was $1,000 and it's understated? So it's negative 1,000. So our error would be, instead of being 2,000, our ending inventory is 1,000. So we see that our cost of goods sold is going to be too high. So if our ending inventory is understated, our cost of goods sold is going to be too high or overstated. And our net income then, if the cost is too high, then our net income is going to be too low. So the effect of ending inventory affects cost of goods sold and then net income. All right, so let's do the beginning inventory. We have beginning inventory, the same type of problem. We're going to do the same numbers here. But let's say we have $1,000 overstated. $1,000 overstated on beginning inventory. So instead of being 3,000, we're going to take the 3,000 plus the 1,000. So what if our beginning inventory is 4,000 too high? That means our goods available is $1,000 too high because we're $1,000 too high on beginning inventory. Our ending inventory is still the same, but our cost of goods sold is going to be higher. So let's do the problem here. Let's fill out the chart. If our beginning inventory is overstated, our cost of goods sold is overstated, and our net income is going to be too low, so understated. What if our beginning inventory, let's make it, it doesn't really matter, let me make it $2,000 understated. So let's say our beginning inventory is 1,000 or 2,000 understated. But what's the effect? Our cost of goods sold is going to be understated. So our beginning inventory is understated, our cost of goods sold is understated, and our net income would be too high. It'd be overstated. All right, so these are the rules for beginning inventory here, and then the previous one is ending inventory. All right, so let's change and let's ask a question here. What if year one ending inventory is overstated by 5,000? Now, a new problem, just a problem to think through. What is the effect on year one and year two net income? If ending inventory is overstated by 5, so let's go back and look at our numbers here. Let's go back and make $1,000 overstated. What's the effect on net income? If our ending inventory is overstated, then net income is going to be overstated. Now we're working without tax, So we would simply say this is going to be a $5,000 overstated. $5,000 overstated for year one. Now, year two, you're tempted to say, well, there's no effect. Year two is not affected. Well, but year two, the ending inventory of year one is the beginning inventory of year two. So what happens if we have beginning inventory that's overstated? Net income is going to be understated. So the error is going to be flow through a negative $5,000 in year two. So what we have is we have an overstated by $5,000 in year one, an understated net income in year two, and we call this a wash because the inventory error flows through, and it's a $5,000 overstated in year one, it's $5,000 understated in year two. So there's going to be a wash. So that inventory error would wash. And so at the end of year two, we would have the total net income for the 2 years would be correct. Each one would be off a little bit, but it would self-correct or a wash error. All right, hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Good luck in accounting.